Hello everybody and welcome to this War Thunder video. Slightly different than the last few videos. This is actually a match where I did, well, pretty badly. The fact I did pretty badly isn't why I'm filming this, but it's just less to do with how bad I did and more to do with what seems like a pretty unlucky game for myself. This was my first game in the B7A2. It's a Japanese dive bomber. Has 20mm, two 20mm cannons, which is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty well armed for compared to most Japanese aircraft. I think most of the previous dive bombers have, I think 2 or 1 7mm machine guns, or in the case of the B5NK, absolutely no machine guns apart from the rear gunner. Incidentally, that the B5NK is where I've scored most of my Silver Lions from, apparently, so that maybe not such a handicap, but anyway, it's a more powerful Japanese aircraft, and I'm just flying on Berlin during the events recently, and I spot a B-17 in the distance. Because of the quite a lot of firepower on the B7A2, it could be used as a bomber hunter quite successfully, could do quite well in that sort of role. And I've only got a few bombs, so I've decided to try and take out the B-17 because I've got quite a lot of firepower and, well, stand quite a good chance of taking it out. As you can see, it's already been attacked by the B-25 in the distance, and they seem to be on fire. So I'm just coming in to try and take them out because I'm not entirely sure if they're going to crash. They might put the fire out and regain control, but I'm just closing in. I'm barely a kilometre away from them at this point. Just about to get within shooting range, the recital pops up and I start shooting at them. Now you may be able to see that the B-17 only has it's got one engine, 3 of its engines are down, it's on fire. I'm pumping it full of 20mm shells, getting quite a few hits, and I start to overheat and I get my wing whipped off. Which, now you probably think, oh okay, you sort of stayed behind them, so you kind of deserve to get shot down, which I totally agree with, but that isn't the unlucky part. As you can see, I dropped my bombs as I was parachuting out of the plane. B-17 carries on flying, which, to be expected. I didn't put that much damage into him. And, I just generally got unlucky that he shot me down that quick. I did everything wrong. I should have not stuck behind him, but as I spawn, I get friendly fire. And it turns out those bombs I jettisoned as I started crashing had all managed to land on the friendly base, unknown to myself, because I wasn't looking at the minimap and didn't see it on the ground, on the marker on the ground. So I'll pop into another plane. It's I can't remember the name of this one. Lower tier aircraft. To start diving down to try and get some more kills, because I've obviously got off to a bad start. This plane, I think this might be the KI-43. It only has a few machine guns on it, really not that powerful, but try and get some dives in, try and take out some enemy aircraft, that sort of thing. See a Spitfire, get ready to fire, fire a few shots, and any second now, oh not yet, yeah there we go, basically one-shotted before I can even get a hit in on the Spitfire. Again, not complaining, obviously, but things have been pretty unlucky now. Already died twice without getting any kills and already managed to just, half damage our own base. So I pop into a KI-49. As you can see at the top, the enemy are being defeated quite badly on the ground, despite their excellence in the actual air superiority, or against me anyway. So I'm diving down to deal with the enemy. Don't see any fighters around at my height. I'm bringing the bomber down quite low, which I shouldn't really be doing. But it's hard to hit tanks from quite high up. I've only got 4 250kg bombs, and, well, I fancy my chances better if I dive down. So I'm just diving towards the heavy tanks. I suppose you could also use this video as a things not to do in a match as well as unluckiness, but if anyone's watching. But I dive down to get ready to attack the enemy. See the heavy tanks just ahead. Got the retract flaps warning coming up, but I don't think that has any effect in arcade. I don't think you can lose your flaps from going too fast. So I dropped two of my bombs, and I'm one-shotted by BF-109. Again, I did kind of bring it on myself by diving down that low, but it was getting. But I've done similar things before, and you know I've never had it happen 3 times in a match, and I was getting quite annoyed at this point, if I'm honest. I mean, not with the game. I mean, I'd done, like I said, I'd done everything wrong, and so I pop into an A6M2 float plane variant, and just getting down low to attack some enemies when the victory sign comes up. Yeah, there we go. So I had a pretty miserable match. Like I said, I'm not complaining about the match. I mean, that's just how it went. But just thought I'd post this video, see if people might enjoy watching it, or can use it as a things not to do when playing War Thunder. Don't know if anyone else has had any similar circumstances, or to add to the unluckiness. Despite getting virtually no points, I got the 2 times bonus. But as I was saying, if anyone's had any other similar stories, feel free to post them in the comments below. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you liked the video, leave feedback. Like I said, this was just a one-off video to shake things up a bit. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.